This right here is my 1928 demonte. As you can see, the paint is chipped and cracked. It needs lots of work. I'm also going to go into doing the front end work as long as bondoing, primer, painting, and interior restoration.
So this right here is the upper and lower control arm before with the old shock. Gonna pull these out, put the new retro kit in with new shocks and paint everything so it'll look good.
So this right here is probably the worst job I've ever had to do in my life, and I'll probably never replace a front end ever again. You could see the bolts were completely seized on both sides of the car. I had to chisel them, drill them. I used a torch, sledgehammers, pickle forks. I used pretty much everything known to man to do this. You could see there I had to actually torch the bushings out because they just would not come out right there. I had to use pickle forks and I had to saw the ball off and literally drill it out to a point where there was nothing left before it actually popped out of the I guess the pitman arm. Right there is just showing you actually when I finished everything how it looks. That's the new retro kit that I went with. I got that kit off eBay for like 250 bucks, believe it or not. And I also did new shocks. Now there is the bushing. There was a ball on top of that. I had to saw it, drill it out, heat it with a torch to get it to pop out of that spot. Some of these bolts literally took me days to do. Those are before and after of the control arms. And again, just kind of a recap of the new sides that I did there. I ended up also busting my bumper because I don't know, put my weight on it and then broke it. So that was something else I had to fix from doing this front end. Then the other thing I did was this is kind of, I think the technical term is just a steering rod. And when you would turn, the power steering would just gush out of that thing because the seals were completely shot. And you could see it was just gunked with layers of garbage. There's the new rod. I got a complete new one. Rubber bushing is, you could see is like an inch thick. So the other one was like a half an inch thick. Went ahead and replaced all that and got it going really good. And then this right here is just a recap of the Bondo work I did. I did several layers of Bondo to fill in all the cracks and the chips and everything. This car is an all-metal car. It was actually made in the Philippines. Okay, good morning. It's 6 in the morning, and I'm finally going to primer this car. Got it all taped off and ready. Gonna mix the primer, and hopefully it'll turn out good. All right, this is the primer gun I'm going to use. Other videos I watched, they recommended this, the purple gun from Harbor Freight for primer. There was a lot of guys that suggested drilling out this center hole to get you the 2.0 millimeter hole that you need for the primer to come out. So I went ahead and did that already. And so this primer I got off eBay for $88. It came with all the hardener, the kit, and everything, just stirring it up really good. It was a really good primer. Just be careful pouring it in the gun. Okay guys, one of the tips I would say is when I was at Harbor Freight, they had a gun holder. It was like 20 bucks to hold the gun while you pour the paint in. I highly recommend that because as you can tell, I was pouring the gun and somehow it slipped and made a disaster. So that's one amateur tip I would give. Right here, just make sure you wash out your gun. I bought some acetone from Walmart and it also cleaned up my arm really well. Okay, I went ahead and I let the car bake out in this Arizona heat all day, and it looks even better. I don't know what goes on with this primer when it bakes, if it possibly shrinks or what. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little bit closer view of it. You can see the car there, and the sun is in a different area, so you can see the car better and more of the detail.
which I'll show you. And then, oh, there's my bike. I took that out for a ride. Okay, let me flip this around.
Okay, so right here, I'm just kind of explaining to you all the little difficulties I had. There were hairline cracks in the paint. The primer took care of about 90% of the hairline cracks. It filled it in. There were some areas, obviously, the cracks were bigger and it didn't fill in, and I should have sanded more. But, again, my first time ever painting a car, I, learned as I went. But ultimately, this primer was really good because it did fill in a lot and it helped out, and it kind of was very forgiving as far as a primer goes.
All right, good morning, guys. It's 6:30 in the morning, getting ready to paint this car. It's actually going to get the paint this morning. The red is something I haven't seen yet. I ordered it off the internet, and I've actually never seen this color. All I know is it's red, but there's a lot of colors of red, so it's going to be a reveal to myself and to you guys actually what color red this is going to be. You can see I kind of makeshifted a little cover here to give me more shade and everything while I paint, and I'll go into more details. So let me turn this camera around.
So here I got the paint off eBay. Wasn't sure what color red it'd be because there's literally thousands of reds, but I bought the whole kit for about $100, where the local shop wanted like $800 for this painting kit. So overall, I was really happy with the red. It was a little bit more bright than I wanted it to be. I also upgraded the gun. I didn't go with a Harbor Freight gun. I got this gun off Amazon for about 25-30 bucks, and the trigger had a better feel. So it seemed to work better for the paint. So yeah, it all kind of worked out pretty well.
Okay, I just removed one of the seats out of the car, and as you can tell, it is roached out. I mean, there was no saving this seat, so ordered new seats. Same thing with the carpeting. That's all gonna get replaced. And then look at this rust. It is unbelievable. So I had no idea it was that bad. I'm gonna have to put some kind of a rubberized sealer on that to help prevent that from rusting out anymore, but that is really bad. All right, this is Gianni. Say hi. And he can't wait for the car to get going too. And then you can see there which was once rusted out. I sanded it down and put sealer on there on both sides. So it's got a nice heavy coating of that. I put it on so thick it took about 3 days for that coating to dry. Another thing I wanted to show you was all this wood trim. I just washed the car, so I got the wood trim wet. So I'll probably have to sand it again because it'll leave watermarks. But this is what I was telling you, where I put it together with car bondo. And you can see here it was really cracked in multiple pieces. And the car bondo held it together really well. It didn't crack even after I sanded it down. So that was a really good tip. And there's a joint there, another joint there. And supposedly it'll take on the same color as the wood stain. Okay, so just finished staining and lacquering the dash. I also installed the carpet on the passenger side and the new seat. And I think it's coming along really nice. It's gonna look really sharp when the other side's done. Okay, so this is last minute details here. So on the back of the car, I had these glass lenses for turn signals and brakes. They're glass. I bought these to replace them, and I think they're kind of cool. They say stop. So I'm going to install those right now with some brand new LED light bulbs right here. So it'll be super bright. Okay, I have most of the interior done, most of the woodwork finished. The rugs are in, the brand new bucket seats are in. So take a look. Whoop, turn around, camera. La 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 la. Oh. Brand new bucket seats. One more look. Na 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 na. Okay, guys. So lots of lessons I learned from doing my own paint job. First time ever doing it. So I'm probably gonna try to attempt to answer a lot of questions you may have to all my 2 million YouTube subscribers watching this video. Wah, wah, wah. Um, were there runs? Absolutely. Were there areas I should have better prepped and sanded better? 100%. How was it painting in a carport? Were there bugs? Did any bugs fall on the paint job? Yeah, there was a few. Pretty much any question that you would have for me that could go wrong, did go wrong. But this is what you have to ask yourself. When I'm cruising down the road, going 40 miles an hour, does any of that matter when they see that going down the road? Okay, just took the car out for its first car wash since it's gotten its clear coat. They also added that little Italy emblem to it. And so I gave it its first wash. You can see the reflection in the door. It has a high gloss sheen to it. And then I also power wash the motor. Got it all squeaky clean. So I put a new shifter knob on the old car. It's Iron Man. That looked pretty cool. I picked it up on eBay for only $7. Thanks for watching. It was a journey about 4 months, but it was worth it.